Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Never in a Million, and I call myself a gift designer, but this video gave me a run for my money, okay? So this is the full haul of my purple dot. Shout out to KOK and to LBE and to Miss Rolitha. All Things Precious is her channel. Shout out to those ladies. KOK did a live and she shared that LBE told her, and so she shared that, and then I saw that Rolitha did one as well too on the purple dot. So only I saw it on KOK's, but I know that Rolitha had shared it as well. So yes, so shout out to those ladies who, you know, always keep us in the know for sales and deals. I only bought 4 items that equal to $5. I couldn't bring myself to get the candles because I could not use my coupon. And I try to pay $1 and less for candles. It just didn't work out for me. But you know, I was so happy that she told me, and I tried to make it work for me, but it didn't. But I did want to, oddly enough, get these metal containers. I've seen a lot of ladies make baskets out of them, and even my best friend had got some during Penny Triathlon last year. Oh, I'm pointing out my Labubu. I got my Labubu from the TikTok shop, and it was on a flash sale for $9.99. It's one of those half a seat ones. So I got that, and it finally came in the mail. I wish I would have bought more, but I see that I will make a concept with this one and see how that works first. Okay, so I'm going to use some of these tins to make this concept. I also want to title this video, I don't know if I'm going to be brave enough to do it, the Unauthorized, Unofficial DC 8900,000 million challenge, because this basket gave me a run for my money. And I don't know how it got this way. I struggled with the bow. I struggled putting the stuff in the basket. I just intended on just showing you a quick concept. I never really stage, which this is a wake-up call. I probably need to start staging some gifts because it was just insane. This is the longest video I've ever posted on my channel. I usually try to keep it between like 7 to 13 minutes. But this was 40 minutes worth of me making this gift, and I got it down to what looks like 36 minutes. I don't know if I'll make more edits, but this gave me a run for my money. So the concept is going to be kind of this, a kitchen concept. I really didn't want this dish drainer mat and towel set. But I couldn't find another item that was $5 purple dot, so I can get these little tin containers. So when I saw that this was it, I just decided to get it. And so each one of them costs $1.25. Not my ministry when it comes to pricing, but I will fill it up with penny items. So $2.50 right here so far, and then the rest are penny items that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use this hand soap as well as a matching body lotion. I was looking for a body cream and then just messed up all my shelves. But I did settle. I did settle for a body cream or lotion that matched the scent here. I have been laughing all night. Still Classy's live. I don't know if I show a clip of her live in this, but I was making this, and perhaps that's why I struggled with this basket. I had to take a good 3 to 5 minute break when Pooh made an announcement in Still Classy's live. Pooh Unique Creations made an announcement about KOK's gift baskets and more. She couldn't post in there, which was like a small mistake. Pooh had to make an announcement for KOK, and for some reason, when she put that little intercom in there, it made me think like I was at a Dollar General and she came over the loudspeaker trying to make an announcement. That just tickled me. So I literally had to take a break. This is going crazy. Okay, I'm back, y'all. So I have decided to put some cardboard in the center of this little set here, to make it a little bit more stable. So this is one of the boxes that I had from Bath and Body Works when I did my haul. Again, guys, you have to make sure, we don't have to, but on that short that I posted where I got all those full sets, they were not sets, I wish they were sets, where I got all those full size body products for $1.60. I comment, Still Classy, asks if it was an outlet, and then underneath her comment I left a link, so you can go in some directions to Still Classy's comment. But anybody, please, if you're interested in knowing where your true outlets are, go to that short and click on the comment that Still Classy left, and I left a reply. Perhaps I'll go back if I remember to pin that comment. I left a reply with a link in it to the store locator. Okay, when you go to that store locator, make sure that you click outlet and unclick everything else. Put your zip code, and I usually, try to say look for something at least 50 miles, within 50 miles of your home, but you can even do it up to 100 miles. I know Boss Lady Fee talked about, going twice a year and making that trip at least twice a year. Yeah, I will tell you, the ladies that I go to, and I love the Calhoun, Georgia outlet, because I know one of those, the manager there, and I know several people in that store. But you can call and ask what is on the $3 table, how many items they have, and see if they have some in the back. Now, sometimes it's just so busy that they can't answer the phone, or they do have a job to do. So oftentimes I'll just go blindly. But if you hear of a deal, or you hear like Boss Lady Fee, like I did, she said that they're $2, you can go and ask them to put you, 50 pieces up, 65 pieces up, and they will do that, or they will let you know if they can accommodate that. But yes, please go to that short and then check the only box for outlets, and you can find the nearest one to you. And it has to be a true outlet. And I'll say this time and time again, just because there's a store at an outlet mall, like we have several outlet malls here in Georgia, that they are Bath and Body Works locations there, but they're not true outlets. I think there's only 2 in Georgia, the one that Miss Joy from Baskets and More goes to, and then the one in Calhoun, Georgia. So it's Dawson or Dawsonville, Georgia. I've never been to that one. And then there is the Calhoun, Georgia outlet. It's like right when you're about to go to Chattanooga. Okay. So yeah. So back to the basket. I'm still probably struggling with the basket. I want to add these penny candles, and I struggled for a long time trying to find the perfect placement for these candles as well. But I definitely want to use these. I've had these going on for 2 years now. They were all a penny, and I just kept finding them, so much so that I just gave up and just, stopped getting them. So I'm trying to figure that out. I decided that I wanted to take a break here and tie a little orange ribbon onto my my towel here. I also mentioned previously, while I was giving that chat about the outlets, that the towel is an old purple dot. Now, they do have some purple dot kitchen towels out there now, but this one is one from 2024 that I got during the no, this actually came from a remodel, but they did penny out during the penny triathlon too. But I got this from a remodel. I got a whole bunch of them from a remodel, and I didn't get any more when they pennied out in every store. So yes, there is that one there, and that was a penny as well. And I did use this same concept with a body cream or body lotion and a hand soap in a small gift that I did a short on that's called Let Me Get on LB's Small Gift Train or something of that nature. So yes, so keep on following along while I struggle with this basket. The struggle gets more for real. I did do a lot of struggling with how to place this candle, and then I decided to just stack them up because it wasn't given enough height in the basket. And so also just to shout out to the newbies who are, first learning how to make gifts. I kept all this in to show you that even someone seasoned who has been doing this since 2009 can struggle with a gift. I did not know that I was going to struggle this hard with this gift. I thought I was going to be able to, come home and do a quick concept while on Still Classy's live. And then I'm going to also give y'all some tips here that I like to do that it didn't work out this time. But if I know that a lot of basket designers or members are going to be in Still Classy's chat, which they should be every Saturday at 7, what I like to do is do some work while I'm in there watching her video, and then have the video be able to post soon after. So that way, when you ladies are coming out of the chat or the live with Still Classy, you might get a notification from me and then watch a video. So it's a little tidbit of how you can get your watch hours up and get closer to monetization, is to start, posting shortly after a lot of the basket members are still engaged, having fun, watching a live. If you post so where it can come right after that live, you might still catch some of that person's audience. That's a really good idea too if you like to listen to Shanta Queen's Faces live at 8 in the morning. You can start scheduling your videos to kind of populate right around then, when she gets off, probably around 9 or 10. And then you would have more of a captive audience time there. And that will help you get up your watch hours, or at least it did for me. I'm just sharing little tidbits that I've used along the way. So I always try to, if I can, and I hope Still Class doesn't get offended like I'm using her, but if I can, do a little work while, watching a live or engaging in that. And so where you can post a video shortly after that and then kind of get some of her viewers, since she's a very popular YouTuber here in these YouTube streets. Okay, so I have decided to kind of stack these two concepts. Lord have mercy. I'm losing it tonight, y'all. I've decided to stack these two candles, and I know Angela's probably freaking out because I left the price on them. Angela, you can fuss with me in the comments, but I didn't feel like fussing with these stickers. They gonna know that these candles was $2, and maybe if they watch this channel, they'll know that they a penny. But at this point in time, I ain't caring. And I know it's a good idea to take your prices off because someone's giving this as a gift, but I couldn't fight the battle tonight. Yes, so I'm just going to stack this up here. I made a little bow to go on top of this like kind of 2-stranded tie. Then I didn't end up liking it, and I just snatched that off real quick too. I'm telling you guys, this was a challenge for me, this gift, and I don't know why. But this is the gist of the gift. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start showing you the bow, which was also its own kind of beast here. Okay. So right now I'm shredding, but I have figured out that is the only purple ribbon that I have. It is that little, 12 inches of tulle. And that is the only amount of purple that I have. And I'm shredding this, but slowly freaking out. And you see, this is the bow on top, and I just pulled that off because that was a hot mess. So I am just gonna work with this, but I am also in the back panicking because I want to show a finish. I just scooped up that shred. I want to show a finished concept, but that literally is all the purple ribbon I have. I do have a lot of orange. You see that spool in the back, and I do have a pull bow. But just follow along because this is a challenge for real. I challenged my own self. Okay, I didn't have no challengee or challenger, but it was crazy. Okay. Okay, and then I realized that I never took the price tag off. And I'm going to take the price tag off now, and this one comes off easy because it's brand new. And someone asked me in the comments a while ago why I turn my baskets on its side. I do that a lot because my camera angle Sometimes you have to turn it on the side just so you guys can see me fluff the bow. Look at me. I'm trying to use this Halloween. I'm trying to use this Halloween ribbon. It's not gonna work. It is not gonna work. But yes, I turn my baskets on the side, but I also, it's also good for me to do that because people will manhandle these gifts. And I say people, but I mean my family. And I want to make sure that it is very sturdy for transportation. I sell at 2 different locations, one, and they're 30 miles away from each other. About 35 miles, I think it is. And so they have to be able to transport, and they have to be able to be handled any kind of way, because these people will handle my gifts any kind of way. Now I'm going to use a pull bow, and I know that I want to use this because I've been struggling. And I'm thinking that I could use that little 12 inches of tulle, if that, to fluff behind this, and that will make a pretty bow. You just keep on watching. You just keep on watching to see if that's pretty. But I'm going to get it together. I think I'm going to, I'm not going to let it beat me. But for this type of concept, it should have really took me, no more than 15 minutes. Time is money. And I always like to just keep moving through gifts. But like I said, this took me at least 40 minutes. You see my ribbon is all twisted up, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to, untwist that, because I want to keep this bow. So just follow along. It's a crazy ride, I know. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to try to use this. It's probably like 14 to 16 inches. That didn't work. Now, I did see that I had this old crumpled up bow that I had for some gift and never used it, or I pre-made some bows and never used this one. Now, I will tell you, the downside of floral satin is it does crease. Now, if this was one of y'all pretty wide ribbon bows, I could, straighten it out. But I'm going to do I'm trying to clean up. So I try to clean up my little messy workstation. I'm going to try to save this bow, even though I'm not liking the lime green. But it has purple in it, and there is green in this gift. So like I was saying, you see how it creases? It's really no saving that from floral satin. And another thing is, I know Sean had mentioned on her live this morning about my bows and the satin ribbon and how some stand and some don't. I use 2 types of satin: Flora satin or floral satin, okay? But it has to have that floral or flora in it, okay? It's just not regular satin. This is not regular satin. And I do use aqua satin, okay? Aqua satin. It's hard to find, especially online, because they want to give you the color aqua, but aqua is meant to say that it can get water. It's waterproof ribbon, okay? That's what the aqua means when I say aqua satin. But the most common that you can find is flora satin, or sometimes it's called poly satin, but it's not just the regular satin. And I know some of you find satin ribbon at the bin stores, but if you can open up a little piece and see if it tears, that is the way that you can know if it is poly satin, flora satin, or floral satin, okay? It's floral, like floral, pattern, or florals, like flowers, okay? And the main reason I use this is because I deal with a lot of water, being a floral designer, and dealing with fresh flowers. So all my ribbon has to be able to get wet. And so that is why I don't use a lot of wire or cloth ribbon, because I deal with a lot of water. I make my arrangements on the same table. And in the past, I have ruined fabric ribbon by getting it wet, and it stains, and mildews and all other kind of things. So that is why I use flora satin, and it has to be able to rip. So like this little string that I'm using came off that big huge spool of 2-inch ribbon. So if you come across some satin ribbon at a bin store or, at a fabric store, and you want to know if it's the kind that floral satin that Never in a Million uses, just take a little end and see if you can make a little tear in it. If you can, it is going to be used the same way. It has a stiffness to it. If you have more questions about this, go to Sabrina's channel. Her name is A Touch of Elegance Crafts and More. I'm not sure, but I've had two community posts that I posted her in. One to get her to 1,000 subscribers, which she did. Congratulations, Sabrina. And then the other one was talking all about ribbons. She shows you the difference between floral satin and satin and all different kinds of wired ribbons, sheer wire, everything. So yes, it is floral satin that I am using here today, or floral satin. Okay. So I just bagged this gift, and then I'm going to try to doctor up all these little bows, which would be consistence of a pull bow, about a 12 to 16 inches of tulle, and lime green and purple floral satin ribbon that I had made. And I'm going to see if I can salvage. Okay. So just follow along, and I will pull my gift down and show you some good tips on how to save a ribbon. Okay. I don't often do this. I've never done this before, but it kind of worked out. You guys let me know how the bow looked. Okay. You guys tell me the truth too in the comments. Don't just lie to me. Okay. All right. Kind of follow along. Okay, so now I am just kind of fluffing as I usually will, or usually would do, pulling in the loops, pulling out the loops, I should say, one at a time, from the centermost loop, just one at a time singly. And then I'm fluffing it to each side, not really trying to get a nice rounded bow because I know I have that pull bow for the center. But I'm just trying to get as many pieces as I can, loops that look nice, and hoping that there's more purple than there is green. And I think there actually was. So I'm just going to fluff this out. Like I said, I'm not trying to get it to be, a 360 shape or a rounded shape. I am actually trying to just get it to be a filler type shape. And I think that I could maneuver this little piece of tulle in a way that will add more purple and kind of bulk it up by cutting it in half. And I know some people are saying, why would you do that if you only have a little bit? But I think it worked out a little bit better being cut in half and then sticking out like that. And so I am going to tie this to the back of the pull bow, just kind of MacGyvering the situation and trying to make it as pretty as possible. Okay. I do know that I will try to go to the hamper house Monday or Tuesday to try to get more purple floral satin. And that's where I get a lot of it if I need it, fast or locally, from Hamper House here in Forest Park, Georgia. But if you want to get some floral satin, what you need to do is you need to go to lowfloristsupplies.com. So that's LO florist, like the people who do flowers, supplies.com. And I keep on shouting them out, and people are buying from them, and they ain't giving me none of the coins. All I want is free ribbon. They don't have to give me no money. But yes, and so be careful on their website too, because they have regular satin and they have flora satin, and it's going to say flora satin. Okay, so that's the kind you want. And so now I am kind of dovetailing the little orange pieces here. And I don't really like to use just this pull bow because the tails are very short. Luckily, I had one longer tail for the purple. And so I'm going to save that. And then I have these little short tails. Because remember, I had to cut them short because they were really creased from that old used bow that I found in my bow drawer. Okay. And so I actually just can't save this one, so I'm going to go up there and cut that purple one off. And I'm going to do it to this green one too, okay? So these were the original tails, but they just weren't savable. So I'm cutting those off, and I'm going to save that little purple one. Oh, nope, I'm not. I'm going to cut that one off as well, okay? And I know what you're saying. You're saying never in a million, now you have no tails. But don't you worry. I am going to take one of these loops to my ribbon, and I'm going to cut long ways up top and make a tail, okay? And then bam, you got a tail, okay? So I did that just to kind of bring some more of the color down, emphasis on the purple. And then I see up here another kind of long green one that I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to cut the loop, but cut it close to where it's tied at, to create a tail from just that one loop, okay? And I zoomed in, but I am also, you guys know that I have the camera stand right in front of my face. So I'm kind of playing around and making sure that I make the perfect cut here, which I did. And I'm going to drag that down and use that loop as a tail, okay? Just so I do have a little bit of tail to kind of work with on the gift. And because this is floor satin, which is basically like kind of a big curling ribbon, I can use my scissor to straighten that out a little bit, okay? So I'm just going to use the back of my scissors to kind of straighten that out some. It's going to take just a little play in there. But this is how the bow turns out. I'm going to zoom you guys out. And I'm going to fill it with it just a little bit more. And you guys let me know, should I just find another bow? But I'm kind of liking this now, okay? Kind of took up the challenge here, okay? All right, guys, I'm coming to the end. I don't know if I wave you guys off or if it's lost in all my edits here, but this is the gift. I don't know what the specific timing is, but I know I had over 40 minutes worth of footage. But this is the gift, okay? It originated from my Purple Dot sale. It's kind of like a little haul. Saw that my shred kind of got caught up there. So it was $1.25 today for the tin that it's in, and for the little drying mat in the back. It's some hand soap, some lotion, and a dish towel, as well as some candles in the scent of autumn and pumpkin cookie, I believe. And then this is kind of like that orange clementine scent. So I thought this would be a nice little gift for the kitchen, or for like a little kitchen concept. And it also comes with this little door hanging wreath that someone can have in their back kitchen door, or a little piece of decor. It has little grapes in there and flowers. That is the gist of the gift. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this gift. All right, talk to you later. Good night.